Hello and welcome to another tutorial from Colour with Claire. Today I'm going to be showing you how to colour skin tone with the Copic Sketch 12 skin tone markers. Now I'm only going to be using 3 of the markers on this tutorial and this is for a tanned skin. So I'm just showing you now the 12 colours that are included in this set. In the description there will be links to where you can buy this if you want to have a go yourself. So for this tanned skin we're going to need E00, E11 and E35. So we've got 3 colours, we've got a light, a medium and a dark for our shadows and highlighted areas. Now the first thing that you need to do is take your lightest colour, which in this case is the E00, and then colour completely over the skin, just creating a base layer with this beautiful long brush nib. That's going to make it really easy for us to blend these colours and cover large areas smoothly. So a base layer all over every single bit of the skin. Don't worry about any patchy areas, streaks or lines at the moment, they will all blend out by the end. We then need our mid-tone, which is E11. And with this one, we're going to pick out all the areas that we think would naturally be shadowed on this face. So where the hair goes over the skin, just there, you would see that there would naturally be some shadow there. Also down the sides of the face, where the cheekbones are defined, you would need some shadow. Little bit on the chin, little bit under the lip, under the nose, and on the sides of the nose as well, just to define the line of the nose. So when you're happy with the placement of all your shadows, again, don't worry about lines. We're going to go back to our E00 and blend that in a little bit. So just add it to the very, very edges of the last colour that you've put down. So we're just catching the edges. We're not going over it completely, otherwise the alcohol ink will completely saturate the lines. So just catching the edges of that colour and blending them out. We're then going to take our shadow colour, which is E35, and we're going to go exactly where we did with the mid-tone, but we're just going to make it a little bit narrower. So it's not going to be as thick as the layer that we put down with the mid-tone. So it's going to be a lot closer to the outlines of the face. Just covering all of those areas again that we picked out for our shadows. Now obviously this looks very dark right now, but don't fear, we're going to blend it all out. So it's just a case of going from light, medium, dark and dark, medium, light, and keep going one way and another way until you've blended it all out. So we're here with our mid-tone again, our E11, catching the edges of the darker colour and blending them out. So just remember not to completely go over all of the previous colour, you just want to catch those edges. And again, lightest colour, E00. So we've worked from light to dark, dark to light, light to dark, dark to light, and we keep going over and over until we have a lovely smooth complexion. Now alcohol inks are quite tricky to work with if you haven't worked with them before, because they do have certain rules. And that one of those is that you do need to let it dry before you make any wild decisions on if you need any more kind of colour or any areas of darkness, because it does look quite different when it's wet to when it's dry. Now it might not feel wet to you when you touch it on the page, but what you have to do with alcohol ink is remember that it's made up of ink, pigment and alcohol, and the alcohol doesn't actually dry, it evaporates. So once the alcohol has evaporated, it leaves you only with the pigment. And the alcohol is what can give a blotchy look. So when you're actually colouring and you think, oh no, it looks too blotchy or the lines are too harsh, that could be just the fact that the alcohol is creating that effect, and you need to wait for that to evaporate. And that will end up with your dry piece, your completely evaporated piece, looking much smoother than it looked when you very first coloured it. So basically what I'm doing here is going back in with all of the colours, light to dark, dark to light, just until I'm satisfied with how it looks. So here I'm coming in again with the E00 and just trying to blend out as much as possible. So it is very much a step-by-step, simple linear process. So there we go, there is the finished face. Obviously we've got to wait for it to dry, but it's looking pretty good so far. Now as for the neck, some of this is off camera because, as you will all know if you watch my videos, I often don't check where the blooming camera is, but don't fear, I'm going to show you in a moment. So the neck, we're going to do our base layer with E00 just as we did on the face. We're going to use that E11 mid-tone to find our shadow areas, which is naturally under the chin and down the sides of the neck, on those little chest bones, collar bones, what are they called? You'll tell me. On those bones, and then down the side of the cleavage. So they are all of our shadow areas. We're then going to grab our E35 and do those deeper shadows. So not as thick a layer as we did with the mid-tone, just a bit narrower, but in the same areas. Grabbing our E11 mid-tone again just to blend out that dark colour. So just catching the edges. And finally our E00, our base colour, just to go over and smooth everything into one nice gradient of colour. And there I've zoomed out so you can see just at the bottom of the bust there, it's just the darkest part. So if you just colour the V in your darkest part, you'll probably get the right kind of look, the right kind of shadows. Now we're going to go on to the arms. So we're starting again with our base colour, the E00. It's all a very linear process and super simple if you break it down like I have in this video. Some people are very nervous about colouring with alcohol markers or Copics because they just think it's an artist's tool, but it doesn't have to be. Anyone can use it and get good results. So on the arm here, we've put down that base coat again. Moving to our mid-tone where we pick out the shadowed areas, and naturally on this arm we can see that just where the clothes meet the skin, we're going to have shadows. So the inside of the arm or the underneath of the arm, there's going to be shadows and a slight bit there on the top of the shoulder. And then on the underside of the forearm as well. This book, Serene, is quite handy because Nicolas has actually put in a lot of the shadowed areas for us, so we can sort of half guess, half see where we can put our shadows. Now I'm coming in with the E35 just to deepen up those shadows again. Back in with the mid-tone. Catching the edges of the darkest one. And so finally we're left with this strip of highlighted area where the light will be catching the skin, and we're going over that to blend those lines with our E00. So moving on to the other arm now, exactly the same thing again. I'm just going to go through it with you in real time so that you can be certain that you know what you're doing. So again, base coat of E00. Picking out the shadows with the E11. Again, where the clothes meet the skin. underside of the arm and the bottom of the forearm as well. Here we have the E35, which is our shadow colour, and we're just picking out exactly the same areas and deepening them up a bit. I really hope that this tutorial will be useful to a lot of you who are maybe a bit nervous about using alcohol markers, and see that anyone can do it. It's not hard, it's nothing to be scared of, and it looks pretty good when you're finished. So mid-tone again, blurring out those dark areas, and again with our lightest E00. You can do this with any kind of alcohol marker. I know Copics are generally seen as the best, they are the leader in artist markers and alcohol markers. You can do this with other types of alcohol markers. You might not get as nice a result. It may be they're more streaky, maybe they've got more alcohol, less pigment. But Copics are really, really nice to work with. And I've just realised looking at this now that I've actually missed out a finger or missed out the thumb on this girl's hand, and that's really going to annoy me. Anyway, so we've put our base coat down on the hands. We're coming in now with our mid-tone just to pick out some shadow, and I'm choosing the left-hand side of each finger to be the shadowed side. So just pick a side basically, whichever you think would be the shadowed area. Do a little bit of shadow on the knuckles as well. And on this open palm, again we can follow Nick's shadows that he's already put in, but just do it on the left-hand side. If you haven't got any shadows on the fingers of the portrait you're colouring, just do it on that left-hand side. And just focus on, I mean, you can even put your hand out in front of you under a light and see which are the shadowed areas. Now we've got the E35, again picking out those shadows. I apologise if the video is repetitive. I just want to make sure that everybody has got the hang of this in a very simple and quick way. Going in with the E11 just to blur out some of that darkness. And the E00 to go over the whole thing and get rid of any marks. So I've decided that this hand is a little bit too dark, and I'm going to go over with the E00 to try and lighten up some areas. You can also use the colourless blender as well if you wanted to lighten up any areas that you think are a bit too dark. But I'm just redefining those fingers and making sure that it looks how I want it to look and it's in keeping with the rest of the body. Okay, so that comes to the end of the tutorial. I hope that you have found it useful. Please click the thumbs up and let me know in the comments.